today we are going to demonstrate the idea of static IP routing in this video. So for static IP routing, we need routers. So we are selecting one router here. So before that, I want to brief that why I have used these different colors. So this different color shows that this is subnet 1, this is maybe subnet 2, and this is subnet 3. And routing is needed when we want to send our packets from one subnet to another. So again, to the connectivity, so I just use two routers here, and in this subnet we are using one PC here, and on this subnet we are also using this PC, and with the help of switch we are going to connect that PC with the router on this side and on this side. Okay, now we are going to make the connectivity in between them. So this is our fast Ethernet 0/1, and from this switch to the router we are again using here the gigabit. So that is gigabit interface. So from here to here, these both are connected using gigabit port to match the speed. And on this side as well, we need fast Ethernet from computer to fast Ethernet port of the switch, and then from gigabit Ethernet port to gigabit Ethernet port of the router. And then from router to router, we are connecting it using crossover cable, and on both of the sides, we are using gigabit Ethernet interface for connectivity. Okay, now we are going to see that what is there. So today we are talking about routing. So let's see, is there any routing table in this router at this time? So we have just made connections. We haven't given any IP address to any interface of the router at this time. Now we go to privilege mode, because all show commands we can run from this. We can run from other interface or like that, but show, just show, and IP route. So this command will show us any IP entries if we have in the routing table. So this is the routing table with this command, but we can see that there is no IP address in this IP routing table. So this routing table is empty. Now we are going to give the IP address to these interfaces. So this interface is G001, and this interface should be in this subnet, and this interface of the router should be in this subnet, and this interface should be in this subnet. You see, this is very important to note. Okay, so we are going to this interface, that's 00/1. So we say to go to a specific interface, first we go to global configuration mode, and then we write interface and then gigabit Ethernet. So that's gigabit Ethernet and 0/0/1, and then we give IP address. So this IP address should be in this subnet. So we are saying that this is 192.168.10.1, and then subnet mask, and then no shut. So to activate this port, we use the no shut command. And then we need to give IP address to this interface, that is 00/0. So we say interface G, instead of writing gigabit Ethernet, it's just G0/0/0. So this interface has been selected, and now we need to give an IP address to this. So now in this, so I have written this is the IP address which we'll give in. So in this subnet, so that is 172.16.0.1, and subnet mask is 255.255.255.0, and then now shut. Now we have given the IP address to both of the interfaces. Now let's see what is the routing table. So we can use now, instead of show, we say do show IP route. So now we can see the entries here. So this time you see we have got some IP addresses in this routing table, and this shows that this is directly connected, and this is the interface, and this is also directly connected, but the C shows that this is the connected subnet. So this you can see connected, and L means local, and that is about a specific host. So this 32 marks shows that we are talking about a specific IP address. Anyway, we are done with this router. Now give IP address to this PC, and that should be in this subnet. So we are going to give it 92.168.10.2 and click for by default subnet mask. And now we should be able to ping from this PC to this interface of the router because we are within the same subnet. So let's verify it. We say ping 192.168.10.1. This is the interface of the router, and you see we got the reply, and this is successful. Lost 0, 0% loss. So from this to this is done. Now let's do the same thing on this side. So for this router, we go to the command line interface, and then we say no initial configuration, and then we go to global configuration mode. Sorry, so this will take some time. I made a mistake. So yes, complete. And then we need to go to this interface, that is G00/0, and this is the IP address which we will give to this interface. So what we say, we go here and we say interface G0/0/0, and we say IP address, that is 172.16.0.2, and then 255.255.255.0, and we say no shut. So we gave IP address on this interface. And now on this side of the router, this interface, that is 00/1. So we say interface G0/0/1, and we say IP address. But this time, this interface in this subnet, so we'll be using this subnet. We say 10.10.10.1, and then 255.255.255.0, and then no shut. So now we have given IP address to this interface. Let's go to this PC, and this PC should have IP address in this subnet, so that is 10.10.10.2, and here we should be careful because we are not using by default subnet mask, but we are using this subnet mask. We change it, and now we have connected this PC to this router. So we have made all these configurations. Now let's suppose we want to ping from this PC. We ping from this PC to this PC, and now we want to ping this port or this interface of the router from this PC. So what we say ping, and we say this IP address, that is 172.16.0.1. So this IP address from here, and we say enter. You see, we are waiting, but we are not getting any reply. We actually are pinging from this, so we are using ping command from this computer to this interface, which is actually a different subnet. So when the computer wants to try to send to reach a different subnet, then it must use a default gateway, which we have not configured. So let's configure the default gateway here on this. What we say 192.168.10.1. So this interface of the router is going to be default gateway for us. We gave this, and now let's ping it. Ping the same. So you see, we are getting response and 0% loss. It means we need to give default gateway. So in the same way, we need to give default gateway here as well. So this side, this will be 10.10.1. So this interface, and done. So from this, let's try. Are we able to ping it? This side of the router, that is 172.16.0.2. So 172.16.0.2. 16.0.2. Let's see. So yes, we are able to ping from this PC to this interface, from this PC to this interface. Let's try, are we able to ping this network, which is actually this? So what we do, so, and even first we are going to ping. And this is interesting to just to see that what's going on from this PC to this interface. So what we say ping, but instead of this interface, we are using this interface, that is 16.0.2. So we say 16.0.2, enter, and let's see what happens here. That's 16.0.2, and that's 16.0.1. Now it's not working. What we do now, we are going to statically set the route for this. And if you want to ping from this to even this PC to this PC, then let's see what's happened. We say 10.10.10.10.10.2 destination host unreachable. Okay, so this is for sure unreachable. But for this interface, if we go here and we say show IP route, it means this shows that this subnet is connected. If this subnet is connected with this router, then this should work from here. Again, we are going to try it. Instead of this, we are going to give this IP address, that is 172.16.0.1 not 1 but 2. Let's see. Yes, it's still not working. Now, let's see up to what point is it working. So we are using this simulation mode, and this is really interesting to see. So we are going to uncheck all except ICMP and ARP. Okay. Let's see. We want to see from this to this one. Okay. So first step to switch, and then it goes to this router, and from this router this goes to this router, and then from here this is not able to come back. So the reason is that from this point, if this router wants to send to this subnet is actually beyond this subnet, because this router is only connected with this is not connected with this one. Okay, so this is the reason that up to this point it works, but this is not able to come back. Now we are going to just come again to the real time, and we should delete this before again. And now we are going to select the static IP routing. So now this comes, but I wanted to go from scratch. Maybe this may be helpful for some of the guys who are still in the basic stage. So yeah, now we are saying that we want to set a static route. What we do here, so we go to config T, and here we say that we want to go to this subnet using this IP address as a next hop. What we do, we say IP root, and then we give destination, that is 10.10.10.0, and this is the subnet mask for that destination. And then we say our next hop will be this, so that is 172.16.02. So that is 172.16.0.2. So this will be used as a next hop from this So it means if we want to go to this, then we are asking this router to jump to this one, and then this will be responsibility of this router to forward the traffic to this one, forward the frame. So we say enter, we enter, and we configure the route. And we should be able to see this route in our routing table. So if do show IP route, we can see here, this shows that this subnet is connected via this, and S shows that we should have S somewhere here. So S shows that this is the static entry. So we can have RIP or OSPF, we can have these EIGRP, these are dynamic routing protocol, but at the moment we are discussing only static, so this is the static one. Okay, so, and in the same way, we need to configure the route here, because from this subnet we also want to go to this subnet. Then what we do, we just say config T, and then here we say IP route, and now our destination subnet is this, so we say 192.168.10.0 and then 255.255.255.0, and for this we are using this interface as a next hop, or this IP address is a next hop, so we say 172.16.0.1 and press enter. And let's see here the routing table. So we say do show IP route. So this should be there. So we can see that this is statically connected, this subnet, and this is via this next hop, and this is the administrative distance. So we have configured the static route for going from this subnet to this subnet and from this subnet to this subnet. So we have used the static route on these two routers. Now we should be able to ping from this PC to this PC. So let's see what's going on from using the same interesting trick. So what we do, just click on this, and from this PC to this final PC. And then step by step, just click here. It reached to switch, and this went to the router, and from this router to the next router. This router forward the traffic to this PC, this switch, and then this PC, and then come back to this router. Router has the static entry to go to the next router, and this router knows everything about this subnet. It means this should reach at its the final destination. So this is successful, and it means we are able to ping from this subnet to this subnet using a static route configured on these routers. So yes, so this was static routing was very simple, but I wanted to show you this complete scenario. So maybe some of us are some advanced and some of us are on the basic levels. So this will be good for the basic level, so to know the idea, to feel confident about these all things. The important thing is that this is different subnet, this is different subnet, and this is different subnet. And with this, let's end here, and thank you. Thank you very much.